Very chilly Saturday morning, about 35 degrees. Rainy, wet, miserable. We embarked on one of our shortest road trips. Destination was Kidron, Ohio, Layman's hardware store to be exact. See, we had some friends all the way from Missouri coming over to do a promotional event at Layman's Hardware. Perhaps you've heard of them, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Yeah, they were there, and we knew not only would we get to see them, we'd get to see a lot of our other YouTube friends and perhaps meet some new YouTube friends and new viewers. So it's always a good time to go over there. They have carvings in the buggy room, which is where Doug and Stacy did their first talk, that are carved out of wood. They're just fabulous to look at. Unbelievable work. I have some of those for you just to peruse as we go on here, but I did want to mention some of those YouTube folks that we did get to see. I hope I don't leave anybody out, but they include people such as Randy Augsburgr, Daniel God is My Judge, Haywire Homestead, Gabes Homestead Journey, Jennifer Esterle, Lomah Acres, Sakima's Ridge, J Love Adventures, Diana at Justus Acres, Farming Our Backyard. There may have been more, and if I missed you, I'm sorry. Please let us know, and we'll definitely get that corrected. So I had just a few short clips of their first question and answer session where they packed the room, the buggy room, at Layman's. And then we also got to do a short talk with Glenda Layman Irvin, who we've worked with, and they actually supply a monthly giveaway for us. And we have gotten a new product to give away here now over the next year. We'll tell you about that at the end of the video here.
Our money so I can support my neighbors who are living a simple life and that want to stay at home and make money instead of working outside of the house. Okay? I don't care how I look, it really doesn't bother me. And I've looked this way before we started making YouTube videos. So I just want to get that all clear real quick. So some people have some questions about that. Okay? So everybody knows. So we're here basically just to answer questions for you guys. We live in a 600 square foot cabin and we have a lot of good times doing it. We grow most of our own food, our meat. We collect bees, we have honey, and we have our pond to stock. So basically our goal when we left the city was to create like a closed loop system where we could sustain ourselves right on our own property without much outside influence, okay?
Yeah, we have sheep, chicken, we have ducks.
Guineas.
Yeah, guineas,
Horses. We have horse and buggy. We've also gardened with a team of Belgians. And I've learned all this stuff in 8 years, so it's like a crash course on old living. So.
Yeah, because we started, we were just people from the city who really didn't know much about anything, and so that's a lot of people are like, how can you do this? We don't know anything about anything, but we didn't know any. We just jumped right in, and you kind of learn from experience, you know. So it's been interesting.
To say the least.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, we're just here to answer your questions, hang out, and we're a totally open book. If you guys want to ask anything, like pooping in 25 buckets, right? That seems to be a hot video right now. Yeah, some people are. But the reality of it is, we're wasting so much water with the traditional system, right? We're killing the most major resource that we need to survive. And then it's going through the system and getting poisoned and then fed back into your houses, right? So that's another thing where we're taking that, it's our responsibility, and we're taking our responsibility to handle that situation, and it actually is better for the environment, and it's just better all the way around. All right.
Are you catching your water?
Yes, sir. We have 3,000 gallons of rainwater catchment, and it's gravity fed into our log cabin and to our lawn hydrants. So we don't have any power anywhere. So our thing that we say is no pumps, no power, no problem. Actually,
He asked about freezing with our rainwater tanks.
Right. Our tanks are above ground, and I did that for a couple reasons. A, so I wouldn't have to have a motorized pump to move the water. And B was for maintenance and any kind of if I wanted to add a tank, clean a tank, if a tank had a problem, I can access them easily. I put them in my barn, which is about 8 feet elevated from my log cabin area. It's not really, like if you looked at it, you would never even know it's not like that. It's more like that. But by the time the tanks are here and the log cabin stairs and then the floor and then the sink, it's a perfect, it's a perfect fall, right?
So you get good pressure.
It's not bad, it's not bad. Actually, when you open the lawn hydrants, you almost wouldn't even know we didn't have a well pump power in it, you know?
So, wait,
Yeah.
so then, yeah, this half.
This is on our barn, our largest barn on our property is a horse barn, and that's where I keep my buggies and stuff too. And then at the end of that, I sectioned off that part of it, and I closed it in, and then I spray foam insulation, and now I keep and maintain a temperature in there right around 40 degrees in the wintertime, even at negative or 0 temperatures. Okay? Last year that we just had was our first year with the system. I ran the propane tank like twice, you know, just to keep a little bit of heat in there. We had absolutely no problem. Yep, it's been fantastic. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Are you still considering looking at any solar?
We're right now in the process of building a solar powered workshop. Now, we're not really excited about bringing that into our house. You know, we might have an outlet in the cabin, but we're not going to surround the cabin with the electromagnetic field. We're believers that that can disrupt our life and our health. But we are going to have a shop where we'll be able to have the solar power, and then when we teach classes, you'll be able to see it and feel it. You know, that's important. I think one of the, there's two reasons why we never actually went with solar. One is return on investment. It's just not there yet, and we're so programmed now and not using electricity that, I mean, all we're going to use it for is like uploading videos for you guys, or maybe some lights, and we use the lanterns and that, so we've really kind of aced it out. The only good advantage, I guess, would be a refrigerator, you know, that you can run off of it, but you have programs.
That's a good advantage.
And then the other reason was cost, right? So that has, you know, the return on investment, and then, you know, it's not 100%. You know, solar's not the end all be all, no matter what television is telling you about new deals and stuff. You know, it's not there, you know, yet.
Do you wish you would have done this like 20 years ago when you
30.
were younger?
30 years ago.
30 years ago
Yeah.
with young kids?
The sooner the better. Yeah, I wish we would have had the kids young. Yeah. But actually now they're old enough to appreciate and understand what we're doing. So I think it might draw them in more versus like a kicking and pulling, like, oh my gosh, we're doing that
Oh,
thing.
see, 11 now, so now they all want to come back and get their families and build a house and do all that kind of stuff.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, my daughter's in
Actually,
Monday
our
now,
daughters,
so
they're
probably-
looking for like out in the country, and they're gonna start doing this too. But not live off grid.
Yeah, well, we're hardcore, man. So we don't tell you guys like do it like us. I mean, we're just saying like there are ways that you can do it, and we're happy to share with what we're doing, so you guys can glean from it and then take the little pieces that you feel comfortable with and then adjust them to what you're doing.
And I have Glenda here, who is from Layman's Hardware. And as you folks know, she is the, Layman's Hardware has
Sometimes it's kind of
given us cookbooks to give away for the past year.
Right, happy to help.
And we have a new gift that we're going to be giving away to a lucky viewer of ours as we help promote Layman's and everything that they do. So if you could tell us a little bit about your
Sure.
store here.
Sure. Layman's is in Kidron, Ohio, where the world's largest population of Amish is. We have events going on almost every Saturday, like today Doug and Stacy are here, and we have a country living workshop the last Saturday in June. Everything is listed at laymans.com/events. We want to educate and entertain as well as be a store, and we love to be a gathering place for homesteaders. You mentioned the skillet. I have that skillet. I love that skillet. I use it all the time. It's just the right size, the right shape, and so we're happy to provide one a month for one of your lucky winners.
seriously.
So you mentioned you have other events coming up.
We do.
And go ahead and tell us a little bit what's coming up here in the future.
Sure. The first Saturday in May 4th, we have Customer Appreciation, and it's just a way to say thank you to customers. And we are actually going to try something new. We're doing goat yoga. Today we unveiled our tiny house, our 200 square foot tiny home, so people can see what it would be like to live in one. And of course, it's fully furnished with Layman's products. Joel Salatin and Stacy Lynn Harris will be here for the Country Living Workshop. Jill Wangard of Prairie Homestead will be here the second Saturday in July. We have plans to bring Lisa Steele in, Fresh Eggs Daily, and Kathy Harrison, Prepping 101, and Kirsten Stockley, who is a fermentation expert. So all of the details for all of those are at laymans.com/events. And almost every weekend we have a class. Today we had beginners guide to raising chickens, and we have classes on everything from home dairy to pie baking to beekeeping, and so we love to.
Well, you did something for kids today too, did you
We
not?
did. We had a kids gardening class today too.
yeah,
So we
so-
had 2 classes. We unveiled the tiny house, and my dad turns 90 tomorrow. So we had a birthday party for him, and we had Doug and Stacy here. So it's been a fun, very busy day.
Absolutely. And we want to thank you so much for all you do for the folks out there, and we love promoting you guys because of what you have and what you do. And
Oh, I appreciate that. We love working with you guys too. It really keeps us grounded and connected because we're business people, but we need to know our audience, and that's you guys. And so having you here and talking to you and knowing what you're interested in is incredibly valuable to us so that we can continue to provide the things that folks like you need and want.
okay, Glenda, thank you so much.
Sure.
We really appreciate it.
Happy to chat.
Just a little different taste here.
And just remember that the colors, and the darker the colors, the better the colors, the more anthocyanins that you're going to get, which is healthier for you in the long run. So always try to grow a diverse garden, and also when you grow your garden, if you try different things, if something happens to one thing, that other strand might actually do better.